Why is the Tsaritsa's love a sin? So it has long been rumored that the Tsaritsa is the Archon of Love. Dainsleif says she no longer has any love left for her people, nor her people for her, which completes Zhongli's statement of her no longer holding up the Archon value she once did. Scaramouche also uses love in her description. He refutes Dainsleif and says she is praised for her love and kindness, but people forget that love is also a sin. He goes on to imply she's compensating for a darker center. But here's the thing, he's right. Many Abrahamic sects from the ancient to modern day believe love to be a sin. In fact, there's an Ars demon who controls love, not lust or any other evil quality, just love. Salos or Salios, which is most likely the Tsaritsa's Ars name. But why would love be a sin? After all, St. Peter describes the best way of being a Christian was to love others as Christ had. How could a religion so praising of love also view it as a sin? Because the Lord must be loved above all else. This concept is seen most prominently with St. Augustine, a Christian philosopher from the 4th and 5th century, who wrote on the dangers of love for others and love for the self. Love for the self being a concept that Plato had already attributed to sinning long before. Now, St. Augustine did not preach that we should be without love. Indeed, he believed that slothfulness was born of deficient love, but all the other 6 deadly sins were born either of misdirected or excessive love. A lot of this makes sense. The self-love of pride would likely be deemed narcissism today. Envy, likewise, is born out of a hateful, misdirected love not for a person, but for what they have, be it material or status. But as this philosophy evolved, it extended to some claiming that a husband and wife ought not love each other more than they love God, a philosophy some Christians still believe. Islam has attributed this to mothers needing to love God more than their children, a philosophy backed by some and opposed by others. The central theme, however, is simple to grasp. To live a life that is best suited for an Abrahamic believer, one must love God above all else and regulate more earthly forms of love, as they can quickly lead you astray. So how does that align with Genshin and Tsaritsa? Quite easily, in fact. If we name Celestia as the Genshin equivalent of the Abrahamic god, then it is immediately apparent that yes, she is a sinner. She loves Tevat more than Celestia, to the point where she seems intent to tear down the other Archons. I personally believe that she's aiming for Celestia itself, but there's a lot more lore left to uncover in the rest of Tevat. Furthermore, characters describe her differently. After all, the Wanderer says her love is a sin, and Dainsleif accused her of having none for her people rather than just none for Celestia, which means we may have to play 2 truths and a lie with her descriptions, which I will explore. Like, follow, and subscribe for part 2, where we will deep dive the Ars Goetia for Salios.